She almost hit my vehicle, again, inches away from my vehicle, ran over my left toe. She got out of her vehicle and screamed, "Go back to your Muslim country."
Hey, welcome to News You Can Use. I'm your host, Brandon Gonez. You know, road rage is pretty common everywhere, and we've all experienced it. But recently, one woman escalated things to the point of violence when she physically and verbally assaulted another driver in the Toronto area. Now, before we get into all those details, I do need you to do a few things like subscribing to this channel, tapping that notification bell, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media. The details, by the way, are in the description below. So I want to introduce you to a man named Tharsan. Recently, he was picking up a package in Richmond Hill when another driver challenged him for the right-of-way in the parking lot. And Tharsan says when the driver didn't get her way, she began screaming at him, calling him racial slurs and saying all kinds of derogatory things. But then things escalated when she accelerated her vehicle and ran over his foot. Tharsan is here today to bravely share his story and speak out against the racism he and so many drivers face every day in the GTA. Let's bring him in.
Now you're gonna run me down.
What is wrong with
Now
you?
you're gonna run me down.
With a woman.
Okay.
Tharsan, thanks so much for joining me here on News You Can Use.
Thank you for having me.
So take me back to March 9th. What happened on March 9th?
Absolutely, yeah. So I was actually working that day, doing a delivery job. I had just dropped off a package in that plaza.
In Richmond Hill.
This was Richmond Hill, yeah. As I was exiting the plaza, I was actually coming around the bend to approach the exit. As I was, a woman came speeding down the center of the entire lane. Came to a sudden stop. We almost hit each other, and she just started screaming right away. I can see her turning red, getting real angry.
She's screaming outside of her window?
She's in her vehicle.
Okay.
So I can't hear exactly what she's saying, but I could tell she's angry.
Right.
So I was getting ready to reverse to allow her, but I couldn't because there's a lot of traffic that was passing by, and then I'm gonna endanger myself. And I kind of motioned for her to go to the other side, and she wasn't having it. She literally put her car in park and proceeded to block me in and insisted like I have to move. She's not moving.
How were you feeling in this moment?
For the moment, it felt like, yeah, typical road rage. But then when she got out of her vehicle and started filming my car, taking pictures of my vehicle, screaming the N-word at me. So I was just thinking to myself, this cannot be happening to me right now.
Yeah.
So I just proceeded to wait in my car, windows up, just in case, she spit or did anything else. She got on the phone. She started calling 911. I could hear her through my windows calling the 911 saying, "Hey, I'm being harassed. This person is not letting me leave." And when the police officer was asking, I guess, "Where are you?" She was explaining, "I'm in the parking lot." And then she started saying, "This person is assaulting me."
Whoa, okay.
Yes.
That is a heavy word to use.
That's right.
Obviously against a man of color.
That's when I knew I had to protect myself, because I know for a fact the society we live in, just as a male alone, if we're in a situation, they're gonna first, question us first. Then second, to be of a person of color, it's gonna automatically look like I'm the one that's the aggressor.
Well, how did this woman look like? Can you describe her to us?
Yeah, of course. She was a Caucasian woman. I would say maybe European descent, maybe 5'7", a little bit overweight, blonde. I mean, the typical, like I say, the typical Karen, if you want to call it,
And how were you feeling when she was calling you the N-word?
When she was calling me that, to be honest, I've become so numb to it, because we hear it so often. It does affect me a little bit, because it's someone trying to degrade me, or trying to put me and make me all seem to less than what they are. And so when she started saying that, I started getting a clear idea that this woman has serious issues of entitlement, because the fact that she was insisting I move, that was entitlement. Maybe it was something to do with my race. Maybe she saw a brown person in a vehicle, so you know what? I have the right of way. I'm white.
So when did you start recording?
So when I started recording was when she got on the phone with the police. She was giving her statement. She was giving her information. She got back in her car.
Yeah.
And she continued to be on the phone with them. She has them on speakerphone. And so that's when I got out. And I was recording just to show that, look, this woman, this is what she's doing, just in case it escalates further. And you can see in the video, as I'm doing that, I guess something ticked in her. She got even more upset, like this guy's recording me, even though she was doing it to me earlier.
Yeah.
Right away, she got out of her vehicle and screamed, "Go back to your Muslim country."
Go back to your
Look at, you see the middle of the road, right?
But when I hear comments like that, to me personally, it shows ignorance. It shows me that you don't know your history properly. You're a European woman telling another person of color to go back to their country. It's neither of our countries, if you want to really get down to it. And she seemed like she was going to attack me, so I kind of stepped back a bit. And as I did that, she then reversed abruptly, almost hitting a vehicle behind her. There was a vehicle reversing. Instead of smoothly going around, she had a lot of space. Like if we look at the satellite image, you can see the parking space, there's a lot of space. Instead of doing that, she almost hit my vehicle, again, inches away from my vehicle, ran over my left toe.
She ran over your foot?
She ran over my foot. I was telling her, like, you ran over my foot, now you're gonna run me down. And she then got up, like, pulled out her hand, slapped my phone out. And so when she's getting physical, that's when she's taken to the next level. Like, it's one thing saying, you know, sticks and stones, right? It's one thing saying those things, but then when you're physically going to touch me, that's when I need some action to be taken.
First off, how's your foot right now?
My foot, it's getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
Thank God there wasn't any fractures or breaking of bones.
Well, you said that you do a bit of courier stuff.
Yes.
Have you been able to even work since
The first couple of days I had to take off.
Okay.
And then, of course, I needed my livelihood, so it's like I had to go back to work and, you know, and just struggle through the pain.
You gotta pay your bills.
Yeah, of course, and just struggle through the pain of that. I reported it to the police.
Well, I was gonna say, so you've taken it to police. What has the response been? What have they said so far?
The police, again, they're taking it very, very slow.
What did they say to you when you first brought it up to them?
Yeah, when I showed up to them, this is what they had said was, okay, you have her license plate. We can move forward on this information. They do see the clear intention of assault, her slapping the phone out of my hand. So they said they can proceed with that. However, no charges have been laid yet. As far as running over my feet, they're telling me we would have to see her intentions. And then when I heard that, to me, I felt like, as a person of color, had I been in her position and I ran over her foot, I don't think the first thing would be is, hey, we're gonna have to see his intent. I think the first thing would have been like, we're gonna arrest him, charge him, and have him try to get bail. And once he does, he's gonna prove his point of, did he intentionally try to run her foot?
Oh, I'm also wondering, I mean, if you have on video her calling you racial slurs and telling you to go back to Muslim countries, to me that seems like it's racially motivated, almost hate motivated.
Absolutely.
Which, in my point of view, comes across as a hate crime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did the police say anything about that?
So that's exactly what I told them. I said, you know what, she's making these remarks, coming at me, you know, aggressively. It's clearly a hate crime, and they said, hey, we have to pass it on to the sergeant or whoever the higher up is to see if it's valid, to see if we can move forward with the hate crime. Because the initial police officer that I spoke to, he was saying for a hate crime, it would have to be in the lines of, I want to kill Muslims.
So where are things right now?
So as of right now, things are still up in the air. I've spoken to my lawyers. They're trying to push to have them escalated. The York Region Police escalated. And what's worst about all this, the icing on the cake, the worst part about all this is when I was recording the video, when she had slapped the phone out of my hand, I noticed there was a child in the back.
In her car?
In her vehicle. Like, that's seriously endangering that child. I'm not sure what lesson that's teaching that child to say, hey, you know what, we're superior, we can act as we please, you know. But had I been, you know, somebody that's not mentally stable, for example, things could have gone a different way. And
or if you just wanted to meet her at the same energy she was meeting you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What would you like to see police do? If in a perfect world, what would that look like for you?
Absolutely. So in a perfect world, one, I would like to see her charged for assault. Two, for hate crimes. And I would like her to publicly apologize. And hopefully in time, maybe me and her can actually sit down and we can have an actual conversation.
What would you say to her if you could see her again? What would you say to her?
What I would say to her is, I would tell her, look, this is neither of our countries, right? We're here trying to make it, all of us, right? And I would tell her, you have no right going around saying, this is my country, this is your country, go back to your country. And finally, I would say, you have a child. You can't just simply act how you want to act in the moment. Sometimes we have to think twice, 3 times before we act when we have that child present.
Ryan, thank you so much for sharing your story.
I appreciate you guys helping me share this.
I really appreciate the courage for you sharing your story.
Honestly, thank you.
Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel. And listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.